dealing with all of the live stuff. That's usually my job. So if there's any technical glitches, you can blame him. Find his email on our website. But today I'm here to talk to our wonderful ecologist from our Healthy Ecosystems program, Hannah Etchells. She's joining us live from the field in Coaldale, and she's going to be telling us all about fire and the ecosystem that surrounds her. So Hannah, can you tell me a little bit about where you are right now?
Hi, and hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. So I am on beautiful Dharawal country here in the escarpment above Thirroul. And what's really neat about that is this species behind me, which is colloquially called cabbage tree palm. The scientific name is Livingstona australis. That's this one here. The Indigenous name for that is actually Dharawal, and that's what this country is named for, these beautiful understory plants in this wet sclerophyll forest. This is a really important ecosystem type all across New South Wales, but here in the Illawarra escarpment, there are these beautiful little unburnt pockets. It's a special spot that didn't burn in the 2019-2020 season. And it's also really special because it has these little pockets in the gullies, which you can sort of see off to the distance behind me, of Illawarra subtropical rainforest, which is an endangered ecosystem type.
So you work with the Healthy Ecosystems program. What exactly do you do in your job that helps biodiversity and helps us save this precious landscape that we have in this country?
Yeah, so we help to run a joint project called Hotspots Fire Project, which is a partnership with the New South Wales Rural Fire Service. And it's really exciting. It's a one-of-a-kind sort of program where we actually go out and visit rural landholders and host workshops in their local areas to teach them about fire ecology, fire safety, fire preparedness, and actually how to use fire as a management tool on their own bush properties, if that's something that's appropriate. It's received a lot of attention across Australia for being a really unique program in the sense that we're actually helping to increase the parts of New South Wales that can be managed in a really sensitive, ecologically sensitive, culturally sensitive and safe way with fire without having to rely on the big entities to implement all of our prescribed burning and hazard reduction burning. So the aim of the program is basically to empower these landholders to feel not frightened by bushfire, not as scared about it, but actually learning, and a lot of the teachings that we use are taken from traditional knowledge. So we always work really closely with the traditional owners of whichever land we're on in order to implement these burns and empower our landholders to be able to do that in a way that is sensitive to the environment. So we're talking really small scale, low severity, patchy burns that are really sensitive, like on a really small scale to the environment. So basically, you know, raking around trees, being able to put fire on the ground in a way that is safe to stand near, for example. So not huge flame heights. And yeah, in that sense, I guess we're taking a lot of cues from the traditional owners of the lands we're on, but it's also a way to preserve biodiversity and to promote regeneration of these systems that do rely on fire in a lot of ways.
So you mentioned you're in an Illawarra rainforest type. Can you show us some of the cool little habitat areas within this rainforest type? If I was, say, a lyrebird, what would my life look like in your area?
Oh, that's great. I actually saw a lyrebird just a minute ago, but since I started recording and making all this noise, it's quickly exited the scene. But this is absolutely perfect lyrebird territory. So down here, you can see all of this thick vegetation. There's lots of different strata in this forest, so that means lots of different levels. From the big tall eucalypt trees that sort of tower above in the canopy and then the lyrebird habitat is down here underneath the Dharawal palm, so underneath the Livingstona, in this really sort of dense, beautiful hidey holes where they can escape predators and also scratch around for their food as well, and also to make I wish there was one around, they make these really cool mounds as well that they use to show off when they're doing their mating dances.
And so areas like this are currently protected under a number of different laws or not protected under a number of different laws. And we really do thank our Healthy Ecosystems program for doing such wonderful work out with community and private land in areas that maybe don't have the laws that we have in national or state forests. So I want to thank Hannah for joining us from all the way in the bush where there's very few bars. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you again live in just a few hours.
Bye. Thank you.